It's Wulf, and it's a tutorial. This video is going to be about what I call bink-swapping, which might sound kind of silly, but it's based on the video file format that I'm going to be talking about in this video. I know I'm not the only person who's probably done this before, so there might be a better name out there for it, but that's just what I've been calling it. So anyway, let's say that you find a game like Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which is the example game that I'm going to be using in this video, just because it's really easy to demonstrate this with. And you go and you look in the files of it, and you find out that all of the video files in this game are Bink video files. Now, they're showing as Bink video because I already have the RAD Game Tools, which are used for Bink stuff, installed on my computer, but if you didn't have that installed, you would be able to see that they end in like .bik. So if I just right click on any of these, you'll see that type of file bink video .bik. There's also bink2, which if I remember right is .bik2. That's a little bit different. That's newer and I think requires paid software maybe to work. So that's a whole separate thing. But for games that just use Bink video files, you can actually swap these out really easily. And the thing is, this is not just swapping out things like cutscenes. A lot of games use Bink video for various elements in the game. Sometimes, like in Alan Wake's American Nightmare, the thing that I'm going to be showing, there's a TV that plays a video towards the beginning of the game, and that video file is actually Bink video, so you can swap that video out and have the TV play a different video. But also, some games will even use Bink files for like HUD elements and pause screen stuff and things like that. So depending on the game, there's a lot of possibilities here. So anyway, let's say you found yourself a game that uses Bink video files for a bunch of stuff and you want to swap some of them out and make a mod that way. You would want to go to radgametools.com, and I'm already on the Bink page. But so these are the people who came up with Bink, and they also came up with Oodle and telemetry. Oodle I've seen used in a bunch of games too, but I'm not entirely sure what that's for. But Bink is for video compression. So they're also Epic Games RAD now or something like that. They're owned by Epic, I guess, now. But anyway, on their website, if you go to Bink and you scroll all the way down, download the RAD Video Tools, and this is the download link for RAD Video Tools. So far as I know, this is pretty much the same tool that the developers actually use to compress their videos with Bink. It says right here it's a 7-zip compressed and encrypted file, but it gives you the password. So you will need 7-zip or another program that can extract 7-zip files, and you'll need to type the password in too when it asks for it. If it asks for it. I don't remember if it actually asked me for it or not. Keep in mind that even though this is a free download on their website, this is not like a commercial use download, so don't go downloading this and using it to compress videos in like your own game or anything like that. But for modding and stuff, this works great. So when you download it, you'll get radtools.7z. Like I said, you need 7-zip or another program that can extract those. Rad tools, open this. And okay, so I've forgotten, it's been a while since I installed this. I actually just installed this to the default place. So let me quit that, and then I need to go to RAD Video Tools, which I actually have apparently installed just generally. So there we go, RAD Video Tools. So now this opens up. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here because you can see the video that I'm going to be using. Yes, it's never going to give you up. There's not a specific reason why I'm doing that. But when you open up RAD Video Tools, you can choose a video, and then you can hit Bink it, and you can compress it into a Bink format. Long story short, to do these video swap things, you don't have to get too deep into the actual tools because the games actually seem to do most of the work with making sure it fits on whatever display in game it's showing or anything like that. So long story short, that's how you get the actual RAD video tools for what we're going to do. So now back to Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I am going to actually load into the game and then play for a minute and show you guys the TV that I'm talking about so you can see the original video of it, because you're going to need to know what video you want to replace. So let me do that, and I will come back when I have that TV. So we're almost at the TV. This is at the very beginning of Alan Wake's American Nightmare, right after Alan ran down that hill and he gets to this garage. But we're actually going to go around the garage and ignore the next thing for a second. So if you've played the game before, you probably know the TV that I'm going to show. Alan Wake's American Nightmare, by the way, is a really good game if you haven't played it before. It's kind of fallen by the wayside in the Alan Wake series, but it's really cool. So normally, when you turn the TV on, you get this video of Mr. Scratch, and it's pretty easy to tell which one it is because he's like upside down at the beginning of it, but pretty much he's got a guy in like a chair that he's torturing, normal stuff for the Alan Wake story. But that's pretty much all I need to show. You guys can see it's the normal video right now on the TV. There's Mr. Scratch being evil. Let's exit the game. Thank goodness that this game loads fast on this computer. On my old computer, it used to take forever. So, now we have seen which video we would like to swap. We want to swap out what's playing on that TV at the beginning of the game. Let's go back into the files of Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And data, videos, and sometimes it's kind of hard to tell what video is what because some games don't have it very organized, but right here we can see all these Mr. Scratch videos. So Mr. Scratch 1 is, appropriately enough, the video that was just playing on that TV. Now, for some reason, Alan Wake's American Nightmare, just for that specific video, has also Mr. Scratch 1 movie. I don't know why that's there, but anyway, the one we need to replace is just this Mr. Scratch _1. Yeah, I've already tested it and everything, so it's just this one. But depending on the game, you might need to do a little bit of experimentation to get it to all work right. But, so now we gotta figure out what video we're gonna use to swap that out with. And I just went with Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley because there's a version of this on the Internet Archive, so you can just download it off of there. And even though it's a music video, I don't believe it will get my video claimed, at least like not in some extreme way. And also it's very clearly not a thing that is supposed to be playing in Alan Wake's American Nightmare. So it's just an MP4, just normal MP4. It's not in the best quality, I don't really know why, but yeah, so this is what we're gonna use. So let's open up RAD Video Tools once more. And I'm already here in the folder, but if we wanted to get there, we would just go to the folder I created here on my desktop called Bink-Swap Tutorial just for this video. We select this. It's definitely not 8K at 60 FPS. But anyway, and we can just hit Bink it. We'll get this big menu about all this different stuff, and we don't really have to pay attention to any of this because, like I said, the game actually seems to do most of the work in most scenarios, so you don't have to like match up the resolution or anything like that. You just need it to become a Bink video file. Now this also has Bink 2 and Bink 2 HDR. I don't think those work without having a paid version, but I'm not totally sure. I might test that quick in a second here. But anyway, now we can Bink the video and it will go, and it actually takes a little bit of time. It takes like 2 or 3 minutes, I think. So it can take a little bit of time to compress a video, but yeah. While this is compressing, I just also want to mention this might work for some console games, but I haven't tested that yet. I thought about testing that in this video, but I just finished working on another video, and so one thing at a time. So in the future, I might do another video about doing Bink swap stuff for console games and then playing it on like a modded PS3 or whatever. I know Infamous 2 has a video screen that shows up pretty early on in it too, so I'm kind of curious to try that out. But so this is done. It took exactly 1 minute to finish, and it will save the video to wherever you had the original video pretty much. So we can close out of here now. Although actually, give me 1 second. I want to see if this will save as Bink 2 or not. Okay, yeah, apparently Bink 2 also works in the RAD Video Tools. As you can see, it shows up as Bink 2, but we don't need that for this anyway. I just wanted to test it. I could have sworn when I tried this a few years ago, it wouldn't let you do Bink 2, but that's not important for this video anyway. So now we have our Binked version of Never Gonna Give You Up. So back in the files for Alan Wake's American Nightmare, we are going to take Mr. Scratch _1, the video we're replacing, and I would suggest saving this somewhere safe so that way you can swap it back when you're done. In this case, I'm just going to put it right into this folder. Also, if you screw anything up too bad, you could probably just uninstall and reinstall the game, and that would probably fix it. Or on Steam, I think you can like verify the integrity of the files, and that might fix it. But anyway, so now we have the original video in here. Now we're going to take the Binked music video, and we're going to put it in here, and we are just going to give it the same name that the original video had. So Mr. Scratch _1 shows up in the same place in the files too, so that's a good sign that it's right. And even though it is way more big than all of the other files here, it should still work fine. So we can exit out of all of this and load up Alan Wake's American Nightmare once again and go and check and see if Rick Astley starts playing. So once again, we're back at the motel, and we'll go around the corner and check on that TV. And instead of Mr. Scratch, we should get Rick Astley. Would you look at that? We've been rickrolled. So as you might be noticing, there's subtitles that are still playing as though the video is playing. Bink is a little bit weird in a couple of ways. Like this works, but it might work less with some games because, so for one, the subtitles of course are still going to pop up because the game thinks that it's playing that video. The other thing is there's like a form of copy protection with Bink videos where people who are doing the Bink video compression can choose to like copy protect it so that way the audio doesn't show up. So like if you go to watch a Bink video outside of the game, you won't always hear audio, and then in some games the audio is stored in like other places. And so in Alan Wake's American Nightmare, the audio is at least quiet enough that you can't hear it. I can't actually tell if the original audio is still playing, but some games you could like lower a certain slider and do that. Some games it won't matter because the audio won't play without the video playing. So it's not like a perfect thing in some games, but that's just something to consider. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. But yeah, so like if I show you guys, so here's the original Mr. Scratch video. He's talking and you can't hear any audio because of that copy protection thing. Almost every game seems to do that for some reason, and like I said, sometimes that can screw up Bink swap stuff because if the game has the audio stored somewhere else for some reason, then the audio from the original video can still play sometimes, but it doesn't seem like a big deal, really. Like, I don't think that happens in Max Payne 3. But anyway, and I don't think it was happening in Alan Wake's American Nightmare, but I couldn't entirely tell. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. This is a thing that I found out about a while ago and just never made a proper tutorial on. I've got a couple other videos where I've talked about doing this, but never really went in depth. So next time you're playing one of your favorite games, maybe take a minute, look at the files, see if the videos are stored as Bink files, and if they are, now you know how to swap them out. You can swap out a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool to be able to play different videos on like in-game TVs and phones or whatever screen, or like I said, some games store HUD elements that way and stuff, so you can swap some of that stuff around. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with this, even though it's pretty simple. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in other stuff in the future, and bye bye.